Welcome to another Kadic Reviews. Why is it that me and the nostalgia critic always butt heads and I always have to end up kicking him in the face? This is the, get this, fourth movie in which I've attacked the nostalgia critic with. 4 times. I feel like that guy in Call of Duty that's standing over some dude's head thrown with a shotgun, just aiming at his head, waiting to get the final kill while doing a teabag on his back. That's essentially how I feel right now. But I'm getting off topic here because the topic is about the 1996 Warner Brothers movie Space Jam. Yes, that Space Jam with Michael Jordan and crew alongside Bugs Bunny and the rest of the Looney Tune gang. Some actual real names basketball stars make appearances and cameos in this movie. Everybody from Charles Barkley, remember this is 96, he was playing for the Suns, Muggsy Bogues, Larry Johnson, Patrick Ewing, who is now the main man head of the Players Association back then, and, and other NBA stars being themselves, as well as Bill Murray quoting lines from Caddyshack, and even one of my favorite radio personalities, Jim Rome, being, well, Jim Rome. But the other main co-star in this movie is one Wayne Knight as Stan. He's a publicist, and he's real annoying. He has way too much screen time in this movie. For those unaware of the plot of this movie, well, let me explain. Michael Jordan has recently retired from basketball. And yes, this movie was done around the first time he did it to go play baseball for the Brooklyn Barons, the minor league affiliate of the White Sox. Meanwhile, in Looney Tune land, and far away from it, there's a failing amusement park known as Moron Mountain. Nobody wants to go there, and the cigarette smoking boss is displeased. So he gets 5 of his lowly alien lackeys to go find him a new attraction. They decide to find one in the Looney Tunes. Now, the Looney Tunes aren't too fond when they stop on in, and in an effort to defend themselves, and yes, Bugs writes it into the official cartoon rulebook, apparently. He challenges the 5 little diminutive aliens to a basketball game. But upon being challenged, the 5 little aliens had to scheme to steal the talents of 5 of the best NBA players. That's where the NBA players in this movie come in. Each of their each of their talents get just knocked while Michael is playing golf with Larry Bird and Bill Murray, and Bill Murray's lines throughout this whole entire golf scene are just Caddyshack rehashes. Well, while Wayne Knight is tasked to make sure Michael remains happy. I guess keeping Michael happy means be a constantly annoying prick. but he means and right when Michael shoots all in one with Bugs' help, he's dragged into the Looney Tunes world and recruited after force the five little aliens show off their stolen basketball talent. Michael agrees after the Monstars, act like, their name implies, scaring the living daylights out of the loony ones. And of course, typical Looney Tunes comedy ensues, even with a scene in which Michael's real life kids aid, aid, aid Bugs and Daffy in getting back his basketball shorts. Yep, Michael can't play without his signature shoes and signature North Carolina basketball shorts. But all this is minor gripes, because it helps to move the story along. The major part of this movie is in the ultimate game itself, loaded with classic Looney Tunes jokes and even basketball bombast, like one of the two signature mics actually mimicking the voice of the then Chicago Bulls PA announcer to a T in introducing the players. Of course, everything goes bad for the Looney Gang in the first half. The Monstars, they do what they do, crushing the Looney Gang at every chance they get. It isn't until a halftime speech, which is highly motivating from Michael and a secret from Bugs in the form of secret stuff, which is just tap water, that the Looney Tunes just start acting like, the Looney Tunes. It is when this shows up, and oh yeah, there's also the addition of one new character other than the Monstars, one Lola Bunny. Yes, that Lola Bunny. Although in this movie, she actually works. She actually steals the show from everybody and is a standout character in this piece. Oh, why they didn't take this Lola into the Looney Tunes show, I will never ever know. And that's really the bad part about this. Is Lola, the best part of the movie, hasn't carried over since the movie. The character's been reworked, changed, and flopped around. No, of course, the Looney Tunes bring it within three, and when you know it, Mr. Knight gets a chance to play once the Monstars turn it up a notch after the bet has been raised. Now, it's Michael and the Looney Tunes who are on the line, although it's not expressed that the Looney Tunes are still part of the bet, which makes me wonder, were they taken out of the bet? But naturally, everything ends up going Michael and the Looney Tunes' way after Michael realizes with 10 seconds left in the game with Bugs' help that he can be as much Looney Tune as they are, and he stretches his arm out to get the final basket. No, no, there isn't really much credit for a screenwriter, but everybody on the cast, everybody on the cast and crew of this movie really did an excellent job. Space Jam is not a bad movie. It is not a good movie. It is a great movie for kids and adults because it knows what it is. It's the Looney Tunes at their absolute finest best. And that's what makes this movie, all these years later, bittersweet. Is it is the best they've done. They haven't done anything better than this movie, and God knows the next one that they did a few years ago didn't live up to the expectations of even this movie. This movie is like a fine wine. It gets better as older you get. Because you see a lot of the jokes in this movie, from the pop culture references to Pulp Fiction, among other things, and the double entendre puns make the movie that much funnier. But the Looney Tunes, given the right effort to be, well, funny, benefit the most. It really shows what can happen when a director, a writer, and just about everybody buys into the concept of it really being Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes. It's a very simple concept, but works way beyond its means, and its soundtrack is still one of the best pound for pound soundtracks for its time. I mean, yeah, Quad City DJs didn't do much after they did the soundtrack to this movie, but we all know what R. Kelly has been up to since he did I Believe I Can Fly, which is still the most recognizable song from the film. This movie best exhibits doing the best and doing the most with what little you have. Sure, it's a B level movie at best, but it's one of the best B level movies that you can ask for. It's a kid's treat and an adult's guilty indulgence. There's a reason why Warner Brothers keeps batting around the idea of Space Jam 2. And no, before you yell and scream, oh no, think about it. When's the last time the Looney Tunes ever did anything you ever wanted to watch? You'll point right back to this movie. Sure, it's not the greatest thing. Sure, it's not gonna appeal to anybody anti-Looney Tune. But come on, if you want a fun hour and a half that is just fun to watch, lower your expectations, open your inhibition, and let your inner kid fly. Space Jam is a straight up 9 from me. It really shows what you can do when you're truly inspired. And everybody in this movie, whether they were mailing it in for star credit or not, gave their best effort. Even Michael, being Michael, is charming and fun. It was the ninth time I watched this movie. I would watch it 1,000 more. The sad thing is, this will probably be the last defining moment for the Looney Tunes. Ever. And that's what truly makes this movie a slam dunk. Sorry, I had the pun there. Send in your suggestions for the next Kadic review. And until next time, live life by the code. Warning, this is a review disclaimer for the movie Space Jam. No clips, sounds, scenes, or any of that fun stuff were used in the purpose of this review. Plus, this review is an opinion, so please have your own, but respect mine, or you'll be the next attraction on Moron Mountain. You feel me?